Ooh, PlayStation. Every day I wake up to information. Every day I wake up to stuff we could talk about. And when I was sitting here and I was deciding what we should talk about today, one thing came up very clear. PlayStation canceling games, and also a little bit about PlayStation shutting down studios. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Guy here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the state of PlayStation, in my opinion. And you know, I make a lot of Xbox people mad. I make a lot of Xbox fanboys, a lot of PlayStation fanboys mad on this app. But here's the thing. I only cover what's out there. I only cover what people are talking about. And today the biggest thing that I see is this article from Jason Schreier. Now, let's talk about a little bit about the beginnings of this. For a while now, PlayStation has been developing games as a service. And now I know for some of you that lives under the rock that might not necessarily know what that means. Games as a service essentially is games that are able to be updated throughout time and still able to monetize way after they release. Think about games like Fortnite, Minecraft, GTA Online. These are some of the biggest games as a service that's existed that has led to this giant chasing games as a service bag. And PlayStation is not immune to this. You know, we know PlayStation, and I know PlayStation as the people that take risks, the people that make very high quality third-person action adventure over-the-shoulder style games such as God of War, Horizon. These games are monumental in what they sell. You know, you can look at the games that they won in Game of the Year. 9 times out of 10, it's one of those games. You know, Uncharted by itself is a huge, massive IP in the industry. So these are the games that they normally go for. But it does look like, you know, we talked about it earlier, yesterday's video. Shu went on about the importance that PlayStation had in terms of that style type of game. You know, PlayStation wants that consistent income every month because those are easier to make more money. Because it's all about quarter chasing. It's not about making, you know, profit. It's not about making sure you have a healthy business. It's about making sure you make more money regardless how much money you're already making. So $1 billion, $1 trillion companies could be making that type of money, but they ain't happy with that wealth. Some of these companies own and have more money, and some in cash, than countries have entirely. So that's the reason that these companies are hardcore going with these, you know, games as a service, because it's easier to monetize. Look what's going on in Marvel Rivals. That game made like 200 million or something like that in the first month. And that might be just low profit. Maybe they already recouped the money it took to make the game. But my point is this is what PlayStation wanted. They had a lot of these games under development. A lot of them. And we're going to pop over here. And this is an article by Jason Schreier. It's going to be in the description below. Sony cancels 2 more PlayStation projects and border retreats. Sony Corporation PlayStation canceled previously unannounced games at 2 of its top subsidiaries, the company said Thursday. The games at Oregon Bent Studio and Texas-based Bluepoint were both working on a live service project designed to draw recurring revenue from players. Like I said, these type of games are way easier to monetize. You're able to sell skins. You're able to sell battle passes. It's the wave. It is. A company spokesman confirmed that the cancellation in a statement. The spokesman said 2 games were canceled following a recent review. So keep in mind, Bluepoint and Bent Studio, up until recently, now obviously they could be having multiple studios, multiple teams in one studio, and that's definitely a possibility. But what I'm looking at is like a good bulk of the studios working on this games as a service. So that goes Bent Studio, and the one and the only Blue Point. Blue Point is loved. They all make all types of remakes. People want them to make Bloodborne remake, and that PlayStation should continue to be making both online and single player games. I don't agree with this 100%. Look, are they going to still try to hit that mine with online games? Yes. But I don't think they're going to really put a huge emphasis behind it, at least for the foreseeable future. People don't realize how much money this has cost PlayStation. Neither studio will be shuttered. Ben Studio and Bluepoint are highly accomplished teams who are valued members of PlayStation Studios family, and we are closely working with each studio to determine what the next projects will be, said the spokesman. Over the last few years, PlayStation has invested into big live service games, which are typically multiplayer games with microtransactions and other ways to get money out of the player for months and years after launch. These games are risky ventures, but can be lucrative when they're successful. For Sony, the strategy led to a one hit in 2024, Helldivers 2, which they got a huge hit, but then they took a huge L by forcing PC players to connect, a PlayStation account instead of insinuating them to be like, look, if you sign in with your PlayStation account, not only will we provide cross progression, but we'll also give you free stuff that's on the PlayStation Store, which was removed from the sale less than 2 weeks after release. The company has also canceled several other lives over the past few years, including a base Spiderman. Blueport reported, I would love to have seen what that Spider-Man game was like in its entirety. Sony didn't say if the cancellations will lead to job cuts. In a memo to the staff reported by Blueboard, the company said it's working closely with Ben and Bluepoint to determine what are the next projects and plan do everything we can ensure that there is minimum business report. The last 2 years have been difficult for the gaming industry, which has seen tens of thousands lost their job in the wake of bad bets and slow growth. Now, look, the industry isn't doing good. In a lot of ways, the industry is not doing good, and there's no denying that. I think it's a variety of multiple variables, and it's not just one variable. I think there's a growth in terms of consoles because of the economics that we live in currently. I think a lot more people are moving to PC, which when you're on PC, you have a lot more access to, huge, massive games as a service, which leads those players on there. I'm willing to think, and maybe you guys put in the comment section below because I don't know 100%, but I'm willing to bet you that if you looked at like 100% of the gaming infrastructure and all the people that play games, a good 40-50% of them are playing the same 5 or 6 games. They're not really buying new games. They're not trying new experiences. They're playing Fortnite, Minecraft, GTA Online, Roblox. Probably like WoW if you want to include a lot more of the PC demographic in here. The games that are over there on PC. There's so many games that you could play for a variety of things, and I think that's one of the biggest issues, that these games are not on next gen, so people haven't switched to next gen. A lot of these people have switched to PC because it's a lot more easily accessible platform, especially when you see your favorite streamer playing on PC, so you're going to naturally go over there yourself. The good thing is they actually have a screen that we can look at to see all the games that PlayStation has supported throughout the years. So let's go over here. So we got Destructive All-Stars. This game was released. Gran Turismo 7 was released. Helldivers 2 released. Concord. This game not only came out, it flopped so bad they had to cancel it after it came out. I've never seen that happen ever. And Firewalk Studios was shut down in a result. Fair Games. Haven Games to be deduced. Guerrilla Games, they're still making something. We have to see how that goes. Marathon, we have to see. I don't think Marathon's going to do good. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think when it comes to extraction shooters, look, is it like a bad genre? No. But I'm curious on exactly how many people are going to get off the already very successful extraction shooters that are on in the gaming industry. I don't know. We'll have to see. Horizon MMO. It's made by NC Soft. I don't know who that is. Maybe you guys put in that comment section below. Media Molecule is apparently they're making one that's unannounced. Bungie's Gummy Bears is unannounced. Jason Bono's LA studio game is unannounced. And then these are the sad ones. Last of Us Online, essentially factions, canceled. This is one of the ones I didn't understand. I feel like this could have been salvageable. Maybe not to a huge degree to like what they wanted, but I feel like you could have put the bare bones of this game into the Last of Us Part 1 remake, and you could have re-released that into that. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I couldn't tell you. Twisted Metal by Fire Sprite. I'm really disappointed with that one. You know, Twisted Metal has the TV show going on. I actually feel like that game could have really found an audience. I don't know. Maybe PlayStation sees different. Spiderman: The Great Web. Insomniac Games. Obviously, they were the people that make the Spider-Man games in general on PlayStation. And I want you guys to know that probably a decent portion of their studio has been working on this game. You know, if not before Spider-Man 2, definitely since Spider-Man 2. And it's sad that it got canceled, because I actually feel like a Spider-Man type of games as a service would have been lit, especially if it's like a Spidey universe type of thing. That would have been funny. It would have been good. London Studios live service game canceled. God of War live service game. Apparently that is being made by Blue Point Games. That's the game that Jason Schreier just reported on. I don't even know how you would do a God of War online. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section how you feel that would actually work. To me, it's kind of interesting that they would try to make a God of War live service game. I'm not saying it couldn't work. You know, they definitely have a very captivating audience, a very captivating world. I'm sure there is a formula that would have made that successful. I just don't know what it would have been off the top of my head. But it's not my job to create the games. It's my job to report on the games and tell you guys my opinion. Ben Studios live service game. Maybe something zombie related. I don't know. I actually feel like a successful zombie style game as like an MMO games as a service. I don't know there's some out there, but I feel like you could really captivate. I feel like we haven't hit the top of zombie games in a long time, especially MMO related. You know, I know there's like games like 7 Days to Die. Talk about like something massive. But, you know, a lot of people like 7 Days to Die. Here's the thing. I don't think people realize how bad this has hurt PlayStation and its overall concept. PlayStation put a lot of resources to making these. Concord was rumored that it cost them, you know, maybe even north of $400 million. And that's just Concord. It's not, I don't know if that's mentioning how much it costs to buy the studio. I don't know if that mentions on how much it's going to cost to like clean up after that issue. That's just what they spent on development and marketing. That's not including the games that were canceled, because clearly it looks like there's a couple games like the God of War one and the Ben Studio one that was just recently canceled. So how much did they spend on that sucker? Now, obviously, I don't know when. This is pure speculation, obviously. But it's just like that money PlayStation is going to want to try to make back somehow. And sometimes it's not ways that we like. We'll have to see exactly how they do that. You know, PlayStation 5 Pro overcharging, maybe that has something to do with it. Do I know? No. But it wouldn't surprise me if they're looking at other ways of getting a little bit of money here, a little bit of money here to make up for that big money they lost over there. And I do feel like PlayStation, maybe they're not being very public, but they're not doing the greatest either. People love looking at Microsoft and Xbox, including myself. You guys know I'm considered the Mustard Hard General, which we won, by the way. I'm going to point that out. I'm considered the doom and gloom merchant. I've even been called a grifter. I will Microsoft and Xbox because that's the ecosystem that I want to survive and do well. But it seems like a lot of people in the industry, a lot of media, a lot of influencers, a lot of streamers, a lot of podcasters want to completely avoid this giant crater and building on fire known as PlayStation and Sony. Does that mean they're going to like go out of business? No. But I don't think people are understanding that PlayStation's not doing that great either. That's about it for the video, man. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. We make weekly content on here. I stream Addict Arena in the description below. You know, I think next week we're going to start doing our interviews and we'll figure out who we're going to put on that. But I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. Definitely hit that sub button if you guys enjoy the video, man. You know, I keep losing fanboys just as I gain them. And here's my goal with this channel. I just want to be able to come in here, speak my opinion on stuff, and have engaging conversations. And I'm going to be real with you. A lot of times I look in the comment section and I respond to a couple people and it just gets crazy toxic and I just leave it. I still read it. And so occasionally I will respond to a lot of people in the comment section. Sometimes it gets kind of crazy in there though. But I appreciate everyone coming through. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace. Man, I don't think people really understand the situation of PlayStation.